It was 1-0 after one, but then the Devils had a 2-goal lead after 2 periods. They scored 3. Jack Hughes contributed all. He had 2 goals and an assist. The #1 overall pick from 2019, exerting himself in that middle 20.
I hope that the Ranger players that are maybe the veteran players take it personally that Jack Hughes had such a great night, because this is only game 1 of 8 and they play them 7 more times, but he's 19 years old and he was the most noticeable player on the ice, if we're being very fair and honest with that game. He was all over the ice. He had the puck possession game going. He was net front here. That puck first ricocheted off of him, then the post, then he scored. The Devils scored 2 goals on 6 breakaways in their first 2 games against Boston. We talked about that at the first intermission. Look out for them getting behind the Rangers D. Hughes is very strong at it. Great breakaway move, great pass there to Wood. That puck was not kicked in, it was angled in. We're going to get to that later. But he had an outstanding night and he was noticeable all up and down the walls. In his own zone, he was better. Now, that's a guy you're going to have to play against for the next 15 years, and he looks like he's going to be a special one. He's done a really good job rewarding Lindy Ruff with the ice time that he's been given.
The ultimate storyline in the game is the fact that the Devils were able to kill 2 penalties in the last 6 minutes of the game in often frantic fashion. The Rangers were in the zone almost the entire time for all 4 of those power play minutes. Rangers had 2 power play goals on the night, but ultimately it was the 2 they didn't score on that were more impactful. That said, the Rangers did score twice.
Their power play looks nice. You know, it looks really nice. It seems like once they get in their setup, they're dominating. And I wonder if that's a little bit of the Devils' PK too, because it's not the strongest. But you can see the way the Rangers get through the neutral zone with speed, whether it's Panarin or Kreider. In this case, on this first one, it's Kreider, Panarin, Fox supports. Kreider gets to his spot. Panarin's route brings him to the other side of the ice where he's most comfortable, and he gets to his one-timer, but he also gets lost in coverage there very well because he can hide a little bit and then be a bit of a decoy. Fox brings himself to the middle of the ice. That draws in some of the attention of the killers from the Devils, and it gives the lane for Panarin to get it to Kreider, and you can see why this works. The pass here inadvertently goes off the Devils defender and in, but again, I like the intent of the play. I think it's a fantastic play for a player in front of the net not to stuff it into the goalie's pads mindlessly if he's strong side like that. Blackwood was all over it anyway. He would have made a save, but the pass was the right play, and that's why you get the benefit of the ricochet.
And then with about 8 minutes left in the second period, Rangers go back to the power play again. This time Mika Zibanejad scores from a somewhat familiar spot.
Yeah, and he just missed one like that in the third period as well. And it comes off of his stick a little bit funny, this one. It's almost accidentally on purpose, end over end, and it fools Blackwood. But again, the intent is the right way. They're getting the looks they're looking for, and they're getting their setup. And when they're in the setup, it's dangerous. This is a play that just nearly misses from Zibanejad to Strome, just goes over his stick. That's a set play. It's a great look. And now you've got some momentum. It's easier to get the puck back off a failed attempt that is close because it really has the defenders reeling. Fox has been outstanding at the top of the point. D'Angelo probably comes in the next game now that there's a loss. We'll see how this shakes itself out because Fox has been amazing at the point. Lets everybody get into that clogged middle of the ice, and now Zibanejad opens up free. He's at the bottom of the circle there, John. There's not a lot of room. The last time I do this measurement sometimes when I'm coaching, it's about 8 inches. That's the width of the net, the opening. So there's not a lot there. It's a very difficult path for the goalie to travel on. It's a fantastic spot for Ranger fans. Get used to seeing Zibanejad comfortable taking a one-timer from there. It's much more effective than where he was a couple of years ago, up above the dot. Panarin's more effective there now.
So with the game at 4-2 headed to the third period, Rangers look to get back in it with Igor Shesterkin in goal, and they did. They cut the deficit to 1. Filip Chytil off of what was initially a terrific individual effort from Pavel Buchnevich.
Outstanding by Buchnevich. We didn't hear his name as much this evening, but I like the fact that not only does Chytil go to the net, but he goes to the net with a purpose of being able to understand how to get the puck up and over the goalie's pad and not just shove it into the goaltender. It was pretty amazing. Buchnevich does back everybody off here, doesn't get through cleanly, but stays with it, and DiGiuseppe is looking to be the attended player here that gets the play. Pops it off the goalie's pad, which is a great play to keep it alive. But watch Chytil here. He wedges his stick, and this is not an easy angle for him to get it over the pad. I thought he did an outstanding job there. I mean, that shows a lot of hockey IQ. It shows the willingness to get there. But then finally the finishing play, I think that's a great goal for him.
And then the final 13 minutes belonging to Mackenzie Blackwood, who locked down the win.